During the last 2 months, I haven't blown a single eval, and I've managed to pass all of them using my new updated IPG model. But what's different about this is the fact that I passed all of them during the London session. If you guys want to take trades like this or trades like this, you guys are in the right video. And by the end of this video, you guys will be able to understand when is a good time to trade my London strategy or where you guys should not be taking any single trades during this session. Also, you guys will be able to identify good price action against bad price action, being able to have such a high win rate during this session. I'll go over how I identify my draws on liquidity rules, and overall I'll cover my experience during this session. This is why this matters. I've known a lot of traders from Europe and the Middle East that are just not able to trade Asia sessions and just pass their evals during this session. So that's why I started to study London session and see how the market moves to be able to develop this strategy. So for all those traders that might have a job, have to go to school, and all of these situations, if you cannot trade New York AM, London session is for you. Now, I used to think that London session was just garbage because it moved slow and it just didn't have enough volume, and overall it was just choppy. But I was wrong. Honestly, after testing London session, I've been realizing there's a lot of patterns that repeat themselves and that can make you a shit ton of money. And after back testing it and forward testing it, I've noticed that obviously London works. We as traders should adapt to the market, and there's times where New York AM is not really going to let us pass all of my evals super fast because it's just simply choppy. You're just not going to get those high RRs to pass these evals. So London lets you do this in the right conditions and with the right DOLs. That being said, let's get into it. First of all, I wanted to give a little context. This last 2 months, as we all know, New York AM hasn't been the best session, to be honest, especially if you are trying to pass your evals fast. So I managed to find a way to pass all of my evals during London session on the morning, so I can trade all of my funded accounts in the afternoon trading New York AM, which is a session with a way higher volume. So if you guys are interested in passing your evals fast, but also taking high quality setups, this video is for you. So let's get started. Right now, London has been moving way better than New York session, so we need to take advantage of that. This leads to part 1 of the video, which is identifying a good London session, and probably the most important part of the video. The first concept that we are going to need to understand this strategy is power of 3 or PO3. At the open of the session, we will open a new 1 hour candle, which if you want to take a long, you want to see that open manipulate low into an imbalance, okay? And after that, you want to see some nice reaction. But here's the important part about PO3. If you want to see price go high, you need to expect a open low into an imbalance and get your entry below the opening range, which will be this right here. So you're entering in a discount, which is obviously the ideal scenario that you want to have if you want to take longs. That's where the highest quality longs are going to be at. So your opening price in a way acts as EQ of the range. You kind of want to have a discounted entry if you're going for longs, or a premium entry if you are going for shorts. And you have to base this entry on the opening range. And here's how it will look like if you want to take shorts. You want the opening price to manipulate, having a open high into an imbalance, and then you are expecting a low close, ideally with that entry at the premium zone, just like this, okay? So pretty much, if you want to take longs, you will expect a price opening low, tapping an imbalance, and expecting a high close of the candle. If you want to take shorts, you expect price to open high, tap your imbalance, and then get some nice reaction, having a low close. This PO3 concept also remains on the AMD, which is accumulation, manipulation, and distribution. find this pattern with the previous session in order to understand what London could do. As you guys see right here, Asia printed a lot of trendline liquidity. So I could now expect that Asia accumulated, and I could expect a manipulation during London as well as a distribution, or I could wait for that distribution during New York AM. As you guys see right here, London open, it manipulates the highs, and then it distributes beautifully. There's a lot of times that Asia will print a shit ton of low resistance liquidity that London will like to take before making an actual move, or maybe just leave that move for New York AM. So you can capitalize off that, understanding where the manipulation is happening and also where the distribution could also happen. In this move right here, you could have taken a manipulation entry, or you could have just waited for the actual distribution during New York AM, or in this scenario, London 2. This is such an amazing concept to know if your opening manipulation is high quality, but this is not all. Sometimes London session will just not have a manipulation at open, and it will just start distributing to your DOLs, which is what I'm about to teach you right now, how to identify those times that we might just not have a manipulation, but still you'll be able to catch a distribution to the DOL. Price will sometimes look like this. London will just open and start ripping either higher or lower towards your DOL, but you can still capitalize of these scenarios, which is great. I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys a real example in the charts. As you guys see right here, London open didn't really manipulate into anything, but it started to grab most of the lower resistance liquidity printed on Asia that I know for a fact that London will take. So what I see right here is price manipulating into this 5-minute fair value gap. Okay, this not being the most discounted fair value gap, but if I go to ES using it as my correlated pair, I do see that ES did tap this 5-minute discounted fair value gap, right? So now I could expect a distribution. I could have catch an entry right here, but price was just looking a little ugly, so I did waited for a 5-minute CISD using the new concept that I implemented into my new strategy, as you guys see right here. So I did wait for a little pullback on price right there, and now I got my perfect entry. We have this fair value gap that I want to see disrespected in order to distribute to the upside with such a strong DOO, which is this relative equal highs. As you guys see right here, price also tapped into a 5-minute fair value gap, so that's giving me even more confirmation to go to the upside. I got in around here, and with my stop at the low, that should be protected, and just targeting for the low hanging fruit, or if you guys wanted to, I could have just target towards this relative equal highs. Depends on how much you need to pass your evaluation. So as you guys see, this perfectly prints. As I said, you guys also need to understand that this strategy is a continuation based model. London session most of the time will not give you huge reversals, but if your DOL is obvious and you have a clear direction on price in your mind, you can always take your piece of the pie in those nice continuations that London will give you guys. But simply, this strategy doesn't revolve in just taking a huge reversal. It revolves on taking your piece of the pie of the move that price obviously is making. And you guys might be thinking, Pablo, how do I identify when it's a good time to trade London, or just it's not really worth it? Well, it's super simple. It remains in two things. You need to have a obvious draw on liquidity that price is going towards, and from there you will just catch your continuation, your piece of the pie. Also, you need to see the price during London. It's creating a nice structure, meaning we are opening for value gaps and not having huge wicks, making price look clean. As I just showed you guys, we open and we have some nice displacement. We start to open for value gaps, and there's some obvious DOO being all of this low resistance liquidity. So now you can obviously identify there's a good price action to make actual money off this London session, you know, and see how clean we are moving. We're opening for value gaps and we're just not ranging. As you guys see right here, we do have a obvious DOO being either this 4-hour fair value gap being lit up by all these highs or this new week opening guy, as you guys see right here. Okay, so if I do see some clean price action during London, I'll be able to capitalize on that. So at open, what did we see? We start to see price just range a lot and just not really giving me the highest quality PA. So in this type of scenarios, I'm just not going to trade. I'm going to be away of the charts. Even though I have a clear DOL, I don't think it's worth to trade a price action like this because you're pretty likely to just get chopped. And I'll show you guys here an example when even with bad and choppy price action during London session, you can still print. It's absolutely insane if your DOL is obviously right. Okay, so what do we do at Asia session? We do generate liquidity plus opening a new week opening gap. So now we don't only have trendline liquidity, but we also have trendline liquidity leading up to a high quality DOL being the new week opening gap. Okay, so as we see at open, we just start to chop and not really giving the cleanest price action. I will give that to you guys. But here, what we do is we tap this small 5-minute fair value gap, as you guys see right here. And just right here, we get a beautiful inverse fair value gap that you could just take your entry off. Here in this scenario, I did take this trade, but I limit order the CISD right here to get a way better risk reward. So I enter for something like this. My stop loss being protected, since we already tapped this 5-minute fair value gap, I went with my stop at the body. I do not want to see price go any higher, because if we will go higher, we'll probably take all of these lows and then just wait for New York AM to take my main DOL. And as you guys see right here, we just distribute a little lower, but we did tap my final draw, which was again this low hanging fruit low. Okay, we do distribute a little low because it's literally London session, but at the end of the day, we do distribute to my low hanging fruit, which was this low right here. I do not need to go for the whole DOL. I know it says low session and it will probably not move like a ton of points. So as long as my low hanging fruit, it's going towards my main DOL, that's all it matters, and I'll still be able to take my piece of the pie. So after this, you guys should already know when is a good scenario to trade London, when your deal it's obvious and you have a clear direction on the market, and most especially if you'll be able to capitalize off just a continuation, or if you are having a high quality manipulation at open. Knowing all of this, I want you guys to do something. I want to send you guys homework. I want you guys to go to FX Replay and backtest specifically London and see if this works for you guys. Just taking continuations, no reason to take any reversal, because it's just not a high quality session to be taking reversals. You guys need to understand that volatility is different, the way it pretty much moves is different, and the way we respect levels, it's also going to be different. So there's no way you guys should be trading this just like in New York AM, because that is just simply not going to work. You have to be patient, and you have to be able to, maybe there will be days that you'll probably be staring at a lot of chop, but that's just part of it. Okay, you can just, if you see that price action is just not looking the way you want to look, you can just hop off. Trust me, you are not going to miss on stuff. There's some days that will just chop, and I'll just look at the market just at 2 a.m. Eastern time, and I'll just know that I won't be trading London session, and that is fine. But being able to step off the charts and just wait for New York AM, it's the most important part. And I want you guys to actually test the session. Don't just hop on the market and put in your accounts on risk without even testing the session. I want you guys to go ahead, back test it, then maybe do a 1 month or like 3 weeks of paper trading of this session. And once you feel like you're ready and you build an actual edge on the session, go ahead and live trade it yourself. And if you guys really want me to go over your trades that you took during this session to keep building narrative and make an actual edge during this session, you guys can go ahead and click the second link in the description to join my Discord free community. I'll go over all your guys' trades totally for free. So if you guys want to do that, go ahead and join. I don't want to entertain you guys. Go ahead and test it yourself and let me know what you guys think. This wraps it up. I hope you guys enjoyed.